Oh, I know that sound. It's time for the Beer and News Report. Hi, and welcome to the Beer News Report. Cheers. Well, I'm going to break my 2024 tradition and talk about the beer before I do the show because nobody's going to believe that this is beer. Look at it. It looks like Kool-Aid. It's actually called Pirate Water. Yeah, I bought this thing and hey, it looks pretty cool. I like the symbol stuff, but it looks and tastes like Kool-Aid. I mean, if you want something light and refreshing and very sweet, this is the beer for you. I bet it would go great over ice, but what the hell? Cheers. The Olympics are over. The United States got the most medals. I feel pretty confident that that's the way it's supposed to be. And even when losing that bronze medal in women's gymnastics by Jordan Childs, it makes you wonder though, are there any special conditions that make the United States has over all the other countries? I mean, what does it take for a country to have so that you can make sure that you win a medal? Well, that's going to be the topic of today's show. So sit back, grab a beer or a Kool-Aid, whatever fruit drink you want, and let's do the show. Cheers. Over 90 countries participated in this year's Olympics. And if you look at this chart, you can see that the United States got the most medals, with China second, the UK third, and the host country, France, was in fourth. But the thing is, China has 4 times the population of the United States. So you would think with that many people that they would get 4 times the medals. It seems that the population isn't really that big of an effect on Olympic Games. Because if you look at the population of China compared to India, which pretty much has the same population as China, India only got six medals. So population definitely isn't the deciding factor in winning medals. So what other factors make the difference? Well, both the United States and China are more developed than India. And just comparing GDP of the countries, you can see that the United States is ahead of China, and China is ahead of India. So it stands to reason that the more developed a country is, the more likely you're going to get an Olympic medal. Well, that kind of makes sense, right? Because more developed countries have more money and technology, and therefore can help their athletes win. Well, cheers to that. Now let's look at the number 3 and 4 countries, which are the UK and France. Now the UK and France have pretty much the same GDP and their population is pretty much the same. The UK is just a little bit bigger, but if you look at the medal count, you can see that Great Britain has just only 1 more medal than France. So it seems that population and economic development kind of go hand in hand with winning Olympic medals. And it should be noted, though, that France, in terms of land size, is twice as big, or more than twice as big as the UK, which just goes to prove that size doesn't matter. Okay, ladies, are you listening to that? Yeah, cheers. Another fun chart to look at is the Olympic medal count per capita. And when you do that, everything flips upside down. And this is per million population. So now the top country is Grenada, and even though it only won 2 Olympic medals, if you compare it per population per million people, and you normalize for that, then technically it won 17.8 medals, where the United States only won 0.4 medals per 1 million population, and it only gets worse for China and India, right? Because they're so big and so heavy populated countries, which goes to prove that talent and drive can be born anywhere in the world. Well, that's a good thing, right? Cheers. I also want to point out that there's a new Olympic sport called breakdancing that they showed today, and that the U.S. only took the bronze. What? Breakdancing started in the U.S. How did we only get the bronze? And that's only for the men. The women didn't get anything. So how did that happen? Well, breakdancing is now a world sport. In fact, some of the best people are in other countries. And I also want to point out that on this breakdancing thing, I don't know if you've seen it, but the woman from Australia, it doesn't look like she's being serious in her breakdance moves. It looks like it was a joke. But when they interviewed her, she says, no, I was totally being serious in my medal performance. Anyways, here's to Australia and a sense of humor. Cheers. All in all, I thought the Olympics went well. The United States put on a good show. Paris seems to be the best place to do an Olympic event. There are a few points where the United States could do better. The men's relay race, we're always screwing up that baton pass. It's an omen against us. We just cannot do it. Congratulations to the women's synchronized swimming team as they medaled. The men's gymnastics team also for medaling, especially shout out to Steve. I mean, here's a male gymnast who specializes in the pommel horse, and he's studying to be an electrical engineer, so he's a nerd that's got this fantastic, skilled body. It seems that nerds can be athletes too. Yeah, cheers. Well, as you can see, my pirate water is almost empty. That means we're at the end of the show. If you want to email me, I can be emailed at this email address. I hope you had a good time watching the show. I like the Olympics. You know, they're kind of fun, both winter and summer. So I hope you're the same way. Of course, if you want to get notified of when I do a new show, you click that subscription button and the little bell icon next to it. This will tell you when I posted a new show. Until then, keep your beer cold and your interests hot. Cheers.